Hi drummers, hope you're well. So a quick video for you here about Don't Want to Fight as it appears in Trinity Rock and Pop Drums, grade 3. Really cool little series of drum grades. This is by Alabama Shakes. Didn't know much about this band until these books came out, honestly, but now I'm really into them. Really great band. This is one great way of getting into new music, actually, is doing these books. So this one's a fairly straightforward one, I'd say, fairly nice for the grade 3 level. There's one bit on the kick drum in the verse that people ask me about all the time. We'll get to all that. So we come in at the beginning, or in fact we don't come in at the beginning because we've got a nice 8-bar rest at the start. You're listening for the keys part to come in half the way through, 4 more bars, and then we're in with this groove. Hopefully, if by this point you've been working through grade 1, grade 2, you know what's going on a little bit with that sort of vocabulary. That shouldn't catch you out too much. The kick part, 1, 2, and 3. And the little sneaky open hi-hat on the end of beat 4, which is a really cool thing to get into. If you haven't done much opening and closing of the hi-hat before, I'd definitely take a little step out from this piece and have some fun with that. I've got a nice little video, well, I think it's nice anyway because I made it, which is on this channel. I'll link to that in the description here, about getting started with opening and closing the hi-hat. Carries on in that vein. There's a little bit more, so bar 13 now. Hopefully that's all cool. On the second to last bar there, bar 15, there's a little open hi-hat on the end of beat 3, which is a little change from where the hi-hat's open before. But otherwise, that's all pretty cool. There's a 1-bar break, a little bit of shaker, 2, 3, 4, and then this little groove now, this is something I get asked about all over the place. People say things like, oh, I've been doing this song for a while, and they always say this word, I'm struggling with this groove. They'll say, well, I mean, my answer is the same, really. You're not struggling with it, it's just something new. Like that's where we're at here with grade 3 is, we've just moved on from grade 1 and grade 2, where every kick drum in grooves that we played was in sync with the hi-hat, was always lined up with the hi-hat. And for the first time here, we're playing a kick drum that's in between the hi-hat, and when in between the hi-hat 8th notes. And we're not only doing that, we're playing another one straight afterwards, so that little quick double. Now I've got a few videos about this. Now I think to do at this point is not to get too obsessed with that particular groove, because what guys do is they just hammer away with the tune, playing that groove over and over and over again, and it can all get a bit sort of, you can get bogged down quite easily with that. So I think to build that one, take a step out from the tune and just do some work on building up your kick drum and that sort of groove. So I'm going to link to the relevant videos below. I'd say if you find yourself saying the phrase, I'm struggling with this part of the song, it's not the song really you need to practice, because I'm guessing at that point the rest of the song might be all right. It's that particular set of skills that are tied in with playing that type of groove. So I would say go out of the song for a second, spend some time building up the relevant sort of physical and coordination skills to play it, and then when you come back to the tune, you'll find that a bit easier. And also these skills just take some time to build up, so this is where we need some patience and some persistence as well. Really, really important. Cool, man. So that groove carries on and on. There's a little variation at bar 25. But basically everything is more of the same. 26. Drum fill at the last bit of the first page, bar 33, that is totally up to you. Your own drum fill, have some fun with that. When the chorus comes in, man, for grade 3 this is all right, isn't it? Bar 34. That's a groove you would have seen at grade 1, man, so that's a nice one to see, isn't it? The diagonal slashes at bar 37, the diagonal slashes continue similar for one beat. So basically, the first half of bar 37, you're going to play something like that, something that resembles a straight 8s type of feel, type of groove. And then the drum fill is, so 3 and, 2 8th notes or 2 quavers, and then 4 E and, that classic combination, 2 semi-quavers, 1 quaver. Goes to the floor tom at the end on the and, back into the groove. Loads more of that. When you get to 42, the snare drum now is the thing that goes in between the ride cymbals. We've moved to the ride here. So the snare drum there is on the of beat 1, in between the ride cymbal on the and of beat 1 and beat 2. Also the volume drops down there, MP, mezzo piano, moderately soft. Then we've got the guitar solo, which is on the ride cymbal bell. The little diamond there is the ride cymbal bell. This groove goes. Quite hard to play in isolation like that. So the thing with that is you're playing quarter notes on the ride cymbal bell. So that means when stuff comes in on the ands, the upbeat quavers, like it does at the end of the first bar 46 and the second bar 47, that's going to be in between the ride cymbals. Now what might happen instinctively with guys first doing this, right stick, if you're assuming you're right-handed, your right stick will go with your right foot, and that's the game here. Just going slow with that groove, just picking apart where those kicks drop in between, which is a skill that again goes back to grade 1, but it's always a good one to refresh on. You then got DS al coda, right? Dal segno, back to the sign. So we go all the way back to the top of the second page here, to the chorus, and then what we do is we play the chorus again, this groove. All the way through to bar 41 there where it says Takoda. At that point we jump to the very end, the last line, which is 54. Two bars like this. And clash on beat 1. So starting at the beginning, we've got 8 bars rest. We come in, we play all the way through the first page as written. Don't lose any sleep about that groove, man. You can take that out, build the skills up. I'm going to link to all the relevant videos that will help you with that below this. And then second page, you play through as normal until you see DS al coda, Dal segno. At that point, you loop back to the start of the chorus again, back to the top of the second page, play the first 2 lines again. Then when it says Takoda, you jump to the other thing that says coda, which is right at the end, 54, play to the end, crash on beat 1. That's a really nice one, I think, really fun one for grade 3. Thanks so much. Any questions, give us a shout, and I'll see you soon. Thanks a million.